Good morning. Welcome to Moms in Real Estate. Today's guest is Kristina Wesling. She's from Pennsylvania, which is where I was born. So I'm really excited to talk with her. You're going to hear about how she started her career in the midst of all kinds of life changes and how she's able to still be successful through all of that. So let's get started.
Angela Fazio is an industry powerhouse who has overseen 40,000 homes sold and $9 billion in production. And Kristen Cantrell is one of the nation's most accomplished team leaders, helping thousands of agents build their businesses. They are passionate about educating, encouraging, and empowering moms in real estate. Our next episode starts now.
Hi, welcome everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Kristen, how are you?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Oh, did you say Kristina or Kristen?
You like Kristen, then we're gonna say hi, Kristina. How's that gonna go? So, Kristina, give us a little bit of background and some information about yourself.
Yeah, so I am obviously a residential real estate agent. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've lived here my entire life. I am a mom to a 1-year-old boy, wife. I have 2 beagles that are crazy. Just balancing, the life of being a mom and running a real estate business and just trying to enjoy everything, every minute of life pretty much.
So you are. Go ahead, Christine.
Oh, I was just saying, I love how many new moms get into real estate. So I'm excited to talk to you about that because I feel like you've had so many different life changes over the last few years while building your business, and yourself is one of them. So you definitely have to share that with everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I was going to a job that I really wasn't enjoying. I wasn't happy. I knew I wanted more, and I'd just gotten engaged, and my husband was like, "If you really want to do this with real estate, you quit your job and let's do this." And quit my job. I started working for on a team and doing their transaction work, and then I eventually got my license and started doing everything. During that time, we got married, got pregnant, had a baby. We sold our first house, and then we built the current house that we're in right now. So a lot of things have happened. And then, coronavirus happened during that whole thing too.
So how did you manage all of those things at once and yet still start a successful real estate career? Talk to the audience about some of the things you had to maybe work on or get through or discipline or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, getting organized definitely is still something I'm trying to deal with, and a big struggle. When you have a newborn, they're not on a schedule. They do whatever they want. So now, at least him being older, he's on a nap schedule. He eats, at a pretty consistent, but in the beginning, it was just chaos. And just so, yeah, but I'm very big on having a calendar, just having reminders for everything, because there's no way that I would be able to remember everything off the top of my head. So just keeping those, calendar schedule, and setting boundaries too. In the beginning, I felt like I had to overcompensate when I was pregnant, because I knew is someone not going to want to work with me because I have a child. But now it's just setting boundaries and saying, I have a 1-year-old, and even just setting those expectations of, we need some notice. I can't just drop everything and meet you at a house, unless it just hit the market and we know it's going to go really quick. But people that I just meet or, don't know anything about, and they want you to just drop everything, just setting boundaries has really helped, I think. And I'm still working on that.
I think that's always a struggle for agents is, especially you're still so green in the business, but you feel like you have to drop everything whenever, a buyer or seller needs you to. But when you have a little baby at home, that's definitely hard. So it's good that you're learning that.
Yeah.
So what do your clients, have you lost any clients because of that? Do you feel that your clients really have just been flexible with you and and that it's been okay? Like talk about that, because I know that's a huge fear for a lot of agents. A huge fear. Like if I set boundaries, I'm going to lose business.
Yeah, and that's I think the hardest balance is you want to be there for them, and I want them, I've gotten that feedback of, she acted like I was the only client that she has, which is what I want to give everyone. I want them to feel like they're my only client, but at the same time, you can't let them step all over you. But yeah, I definitely, when I was pregnant in the hospital, I mean, I was 41 weeks showing new construction homes, and I was past due, and in the hospital, I was only there for maybe 4 days. I know for a fact I lost at least one client just because I was giving birth. But at the end of the day, I don't, I've realized that I want to work with people that want to work with me, you know, and instead of hiding it and acting like, like, of course I want to be a professional, but at the same time, and not make excuses like, oh, I have a child, but I also don't want to hide that part of myself, because I want to get to know my clients and connect with them. And I feel like sharing who you are as an agent is so important. Like, we can't just hide who we are, so I'm just trying to embrace that. And like, I've taken Wes to closings. He's had to come to showings before. I mean, now he's too big and he'll run around, but I had to do what I had to do to, get my clients in the house whenever we needed to. So
I have to tell you guys a story. So there's a girl, shout out to Sochi Johnson, because her first year in real estate, she was pregnant, and we had this thing at our office. It was top 5 commission earners, and she was giving birth the week that she got on top 5 commission earners out of 850 agents at the time. And so that was so empowering. I think she worked her butt off, and I literally have a mental image of this, and it will never go away.
Yeah,
when I was pregnant with Matthew, who's now going to be 16, I can't believe it. I used to be like, I was really large. And so I was showing clients and I'd be like, you better choose a house because you don't know when this is going to happen.
Yeah, everyone's like, please don't give birth, like while we're showing, like, please don't have your water break while you're showing a house and stuff like that. But
I would have been like, I hope that happens. I always want to be around somebody when their water breaks. I think it'd be so fun.
Yeah, exactly.
You're demented. So tell us where you get your clients from. Like, is it all people that are in your sphere, or how do you prospect, especially with such a young child? Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I kind of started out when I first got my license. I was very eager to get started, so I did start doing Zillow at the time. This was years ago, and that kind of helped jumpstart. Just even like meeting strangers. That sounds awful, but like converting people that you don't know to trust and like you. Which is a lot harder than sometimes people that you talk to every day. So kind of building, like, I guess it kind of helped too, like as putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. So, I started out doing that, and then the referrals started to come. I did a lot of networking when I was new too. So just going out, meeting different people. I've done out so many things. I did LinkedIn. I met a lot of like loan officers, different people that I networked with and I'm still really good friends with from LinkedIn, just by reaching out through there. And then I've kind of tried, built my business now on like referrals, and then even building relationships through like Instagram, Facebook. Like, you may know someone, but then they feel like they know you because they see you every day. So just even like being present, posting every single day, getting on my stories, just knowing, keeping top of mind. But that's just, I always believe in like having, different forms of, having as many forms of, like leads coming in as possible. So, but.
Yeah, you don't want to keep all your eggs in one basket, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So talk a little bit more, because we hear a lot about Facebook and Instagram, but talk a little bit more about how you utilize LinkedIn.
Yeah. So I I've gone away from it, but I used to, target people in Pittsburgh, or target, lawyers, or like I said, I just go and search for mortgage brokers, and I would just say like, hey, do you want to meet up? Like, let's talk, and like even just financial advisors, anyone like that would be like lawyers in a circle, that would be helpful, even like contractors, investors. And I would just send a message, just reaching out saying, hey, do you want to like meet up? Maybe how can we help each other's business, right? Like, I want to help other people, mutually beneficial relationships. So just like, how can I help you? How can I send you referrals? What can I do to help out your business? And then obviously them like helping, me out as well. But I've gotten so many people on there. There's like 10,000 connections that I've gotten away from it, but it was a really good way to just connect with different people.
Yeah, that's awesome. So
Mhm.
I love how you lead with value. Like, how can I help you? I want you to help me, but how can I help you? I think that is the greatest mindset in real estate or any sales business, is to lead with value and be mutually beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, definitely.
what are your goals? What are your dreams? Like, what are you going for? What's your next best thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy where I'm at. Like, I did go to, I've been at a couple different brokerages. I feel like I finally found the place where I'm happy and content with my broker, and not having to worry about any of that. I'm happy with the team that I'm on, but just I'd like to double my production, is kind of my goal right now. I have these like big goals for myself of what I want to do. And just even there's so much technology with listings, and how to like, pricing's obviously the biggest factor, but even just marketing the listing, getting the most exposure, really big on like social media marketing, and getting thousands and thousands of views on these houses, and just, trying to show clients like, yeah, adding value of, I'm not going to just take pictures with my iPhone and slap it on, and like, we're in such a heavy seller's market that your house is just going to sell, because now we're seeing way more for sale by owners, because people think, wow, this is so easy, my agent didn't even do anything. My big thing is just how can I add value? And also, it's, we all know this, once you get the house under contract, like, that's one thing, but making it to the closing table, getting through all those challenges and getting creative with things that come up is the other thing. So, just always like adding value. And that's my big goal, is just to get more with listings. And I've always kind of been heavy on those first time home buyers, just because that's what I, just always attracted. But yeah, my goal is to get more like at least half listings, half buyers, even helping, because the inventory is so low, getting more listings to help those buyers out. So that's kind of those are some of my goals.
I wanted, real quick before I even forget, you guys in your state were the only state that was deemed non-essential for real estate, and I feel like people would want to hear about what it was like.
Yeah, so everyone was angry, because it was kind of like it was almost an ego check, right? You're being told that you're not essential. Your job, as real estate agents, we're like, oh, we're all so great, No, I'm joking, but just being told like you can't do what you're supposed to do. So we did get creative. Our office and our team, we were doing the 3D walkthrough tours, like the Matterport, where we could click through the house. So we send that off. Even doing virtual showings, Zoom meetings, everything was on Zoom. They're trying, doing closings in a parking lot, like everyone's wearing gloves. You're just like sitting in your car signing, doing all of these things, even doing drive-by appraisals, not even going in the house. So we were just trying to think of any creative way that we could still sell houses. So I think it's helped, because it's helped bring the technology that we already have had, just where everyone's starting to do more, because a lot of people maybe weren't utilizing those 3D walkthrough tours, because they felt like they didn't need to, but now it's like, okay, you can eliminate a lot of buyers by doing the videos, doing the walkthrough tours, then you don't have a lot of foot traffic and you're kind of getting rid of those people that aren't very serious. But yeah, it was tough. And, people, I'm sure, were caught doing things they weren't supposed to be doing, but I may have lost people because I said I'm not going to lose my license over this. But we did have closings. People did close during it, and we were able to get things done. So in the grand scheme of things, it was only 3 months. So and then I feel like it almost strengthened our market because all these people weren't allowed to do anything, and we have just seen this explosion of 20 plus showings in a day. Every hour, every half hour, people are going in these houses. They're selling the first day, or even if they go into multiple offers, it's 20-30,000 above asking. So it's just kind of even, I feel like, strengthened our market. But yeah, now everything is getting back to normal, which is great, except for not having any houses. But
yeah, so my husband just read to me this morning that in our state, it might go to all mandatory when you're in public wearing masks and stuff. So is that how it is around you, or no?
Oh yeah. So for our showings, when we first were allowed to be out, we had to wear the shoe covers, gloves, masks, sign all these forms. I don't know if you guys have forms, but we had like these forms we have to sign. Now it's now we're masked and we're not doing the gloves. But yeah, going out, if you go to the grocery store, you have to wear a mask. That's kind of it. And then that's where people are kind of going back and forth. Like some businesses are requiring it, and we're like still, like we're only at like maybe some of the restaurants are like 25% capacity or half capacity. And, it's like you have to wear your mask when you go into the restaurant or you're walking around. But like, obviously when you're eating, you can't be wearing the mask. So it's just, it's crazy, but
It's strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would you say from the start of your career until now has been like your biggest struggle, and how have you overcome that?
I feel like a big struggle, just always wanting to do more, I think is, and I guess that could be good and bad, of just like never, I don't want to say like never being happy. I'm happy, but it's like I always set the next goal. So I just don't feel like I'm where I would like to be, but I feel like most agents, you hit that next goal and you just make another one anyways. So the struggle of just always wanting to do more, and even having like that, I don't want to say like, I guess it's like an imposter syndrome of like feeling like, oh, is this really me? Am I really doing this well? Like, is that, can I be that person? But yeah, just even struggling, I think, with dealing with rejection. But I feel like it's like you just get better with handling it. Like I said, you have to learn that not everyone's gonna vibe with you, and something could happen and you just have to move on. And I don't let myself get as upset as I used to. I give myself like an hour to like worry about it or be sad about it and then move on. It's like I can't, it's on to the next one. If I lose a client, there's always going to be the next one, or if a deal falls through, we're moving on to the next one. So those have just kind of been some struggles, but like just learning, to move on. And where I was when I first started, I felt like I was so fragile, and I don't know, I was like, I don't know how I'm ever going to get through this. And now it's like I've just become so much more tougher and confident in who I am as an agent, as a person.
Yeah, I feel like after reading your questionnaire, it really seems like real estate's helped you grow into like not only like confident in real estate, but just confident in your life, confident as a mother. And I think that's so powerful. Like I feel like real estate was that for you. Like it, yeah, I love that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, sales will do that to you. It'll either beat you down or you'll be like, okay, I have rhinoceros skin. And it's so funny because I've been doing sales for over like 20 years, almost 20 years now. And still I have days where I'm like, ow. Yeah. So it's, you get tougher, that's for sure. But you've got to be willing to push through because it never fully goes away.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. I know that somebody's going to be encouraged to know, hey, you know what? She did it afraid and she did it afraid or whatever, and is experiencing success. So thank you so much for telling us all about what's going on. I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Okay, you guys, next week, please tune in for another wonderful guest on Moms in Real Estate. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.